very warm welcome. You're watching First Time Home Buyer, and this show is dedicated to buying and selling property and making the most of it. Over the next 30 minutes, we will take your questions and make sure you take the right decisions with all your property choices. Here are the markets we are going to cover today. First up, Pune Hinjewadi in a budget of 48 lakhs. What are your top picks? We also have Mumbai Matunga covered in a budget of £1.5 crore. Well, that's Mumbai. It has to be a big bang budget. Bengaluru, Mandur, hold or sell question we have, and we also give you the market dynamics and tell you whether it's the right time to sell or can you hope for more gains in the property. NCR, Noida extension to be precise. If you've got a budget of 50 lakh rupees, who are the credible builders to go with and what are the right projects to buy into? We have Vadodara on our menu today. Vasna Bailey Road, we will cover that in a very affordable budget of 28 to 29 lakh rupees. We also have Kolkata covered. Picnic Gardens is the market we'll survey and we'll tell you what are your top buys in under 85 lakh rupees. Goa, now this is a market which we just tend to get questions despite it being a second home market, lots of interest. Chikalim is the market we will review for you today. Lucknow, Gomti Nagar extension, if you've got a budget of 50 lakh rupees, what are your buys? We will also bring you Manoj Kaur, or face-to-face with Manoj Kaur, Managing Director of Gorson India, in our Launchpad segment and tell you what are some of the top picks from his portfolio. Meanwhile, Sameer Jasuja is with us. Welcome, Sameer.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure being here.
We also have our first caller, Sanjay Gaikwad, waiting by on the phone line. Sanjay, hi. Go ahead with your question.
Hello, madam. I'm planning for 2 BHK property in Pune. I'm looking for the area near Hinjewadi, Wakad and Tathode.
Okay.
So I have shortlisted one property in Life Republic Township.
Right.
It will cost me around 48 lakh for a 2 BHK flat of 620 square feet carpet area.
Okay.
So I have two questions. Whether I want your views on this property. And secondly, what are the alternatives that are available to this project near Hinjewadi, Wakad and Tathode area?
All right, fair enough. So, Oro Avenue, Life Republic is his project of choice. But Sameer, I mean, that's what the speciality of the show is. Always give more choices. So take it from here. He's specified 3 markets. Which one would you ask him to stick with and why?
So I would, for this query, stick with Hinjewadi since Mr. Sanjay Gaikwad has made a choice there, and it is one of the biggest employment generation hubs of Pune and has got decent social and physical infrastructure as well. We give it a rating of 6.5. Trading at a very decent price point of 5,500 or 5,700 rupees a square foot on the weighted average price chart. So all in all, for a market of this type, if I were to compare it to any other city, the price point should be around 10,000 rupees a square foot. So keeping that in mind, I like Hinjewadi a lot. Still some scope of appreciation left, although the market is adequately supplied for under construction segment, and rightfully so, because IT hubs and IT is generating the maximum home demand in most of the tier 1 cities, so that's why there is adequate supply there. Oro Avenue was the project that you shortlisted. It's about 7,700 on carpet area, which translates to about 5,900 on super area. So roughly the price point remains at the weighted average price charts. It's getting ready in 2021, available with the developer. You can go ahead with this project. It's a reputed developer. There are 2 more projects of decent developers that we've got for you to look at while you make your final pick. Megapolis Smart Homes by Kumar Properties. This is 6,740 on carpet, so even slightly quite cheaper compared to the previous one, 5,500 rupees, and getting ready at the same time frame. Lastly, we have Yashwin by Vilas Javadkar Developers. This on super area is about 5,100 rupees a square foot, so a good 15% cheaper than the weighted average price of the market because the developer is not as reputed compared to the previous ones, and all 3 projects are available with the developer.
In fact, it's interesting, Sameer, if I look at that recommendation list, Sanjay, first of all, Propicry is giving you a thumbs up on Life Republic by Kolte Patil Developers, but it is one of the most expensive projects on carpet area. Of course, amenities must be higher as well, but you do have 2 more reasonable
also,
options.
It's a part of a 400-acre development.
Right. So it's a larger township per se. But there are smaller projects and more reasonably priced. There's Megapolis Smart Homes We by Kumar Properties and Yashvin by Vilas Javadkar Developer that you can look at. Okay, our next caller is Vishal Chabria. He's holding on. Vishal, hi, go ahead.
Hi, Manisha. I have a property where I'm currently living in Mumbai. My society is going in for redevelopment.
Okay.
And we have received bids from two developers, Ekta Housing and Sugi. Okay. So I want to know if it is the right time to go in for the redevelopment, and if yes, should I personally sell my flat to the developer and then buy a new ready to move in, or is it worth holding on till the building is redeveloped? And the other question is whether which is the better developer among these two, Sugi and Ekta Housing, in terms of like financial position, timely delivery, etc.
All right. So, well, even I'm very curious to get this answer. Sameer, I think this must be the first such an extensive and interesting question we've got on redevelopment. What would your recommendation be in terms of, let's start with the first one, first question of Vishal. Should he wait for the entire society to go in for redevelopment, or should he actually go ahead and sell his own flat to one or the other builder?
So, yeah, it is a very good question. My suggestion would be that he should definitely not participate in the redevelopment. Wherever he's getting a better price, he should go for that. If it's being individually bought in the secondary market, or if the developer is willing to pay a premium, typically the developer should pay a higher premium because he has to consolidate all the apartments, and even if one person does not sell, his project will not go through. So that's the first piece. This building is very, very old, so you're making the right choice now to go ahead and exit this. As a 55-year-old building and definitely demands redevelopment. And sometimes redevelopment projects can take 8 to 10 years to get completed. So why take that chance? Why take that risk? Just go ahead, take an exit, and buy into new projects over there. You can move in there, you can rent them out. It's a fantastic location, Matunga. It's a central, it's on the central line. It's very well connected. It gets a location rating of 7. It's undersupplied market. So keeping all these factors in mind, exit and then look at a new development in the same area. We've got 3 choices for you. Zenus by Rhodium Realty. This is around 42,000 on carpet, getting ready in 2021, available with the developer. Swapna Purti by Roopchi Constructions, again the same time frame, around the same price, 40,000 on carpet. And Lifescapes Mirage by Rohan Lifescapes. This is at 28,000 on super area and 40,000 on carpet. The reason why we are suggesting this project to you is it's ready since 2017. Otherwise, Rohan is not the best of best developers if you had to take a choice on under construction. Lastly, the weighted average price of the market is also standing at 41,000 on carpet. So all price points of all the 3 recommendations are right bang on at the weighted average price scale.
All right, Vishal, so it seems that it's wiser to sell to a chosen developer, and if you're selling right now, it doesn't matter what the antecedent or precedents of the developer are, because you should just go with the one who's paying you the highest price. This way, at least you don't hold the risk of the project going into redevelopment and not getting completed. There are several stories all around Mumbai, so your risk becomes higher. Swap it for these 3 projects recommended in Matunga in the kind of money that you're likely to make from the flat that you sell. Zenus by Rhodium Realty. There's also Swapna Purti by Roopchi Constructions and Lifescapes Mirage by Rohan Lifescapes, which is a ready-to-move-in project and therefore is getting recommended. We're going to take this email. Hardeep Singh asks us, I'm looking to buy a 3 BHK in Noida in a budget of 50 lakh rupees. I've shortlisted Olive Greens by Ajnara. They're asking for a 10% upfront and rest on possession. I'm comfortable waiting for a 5 years of delivery. Need your help in shortlisting options. Straight recommendation question, Sameer.
So first of all, the project that Mr. Hardeep Singh has chosen is not in Noida. It is in Greater Noida. So keep that in mind. The location rating around there is 5. The social infrastructure is yet to catch up over there. It's an oversupplied market. But since you're a first-time home buyer and budget is a big concern, this is priced at a very low price point, this area. The weighted average price of this market stands at about 3,250 rupees a square foot. And the project that you have chosen, well, we would recommend that you avoid this project due to lack of due to more choices being available in better locations compared to this project. So we would recommend you to consider Gaur City one, which is Sector 4, which is a much better location in the same vicinity, although you're paying a slightly higher premium. So it's always good to be with a more reputed developer and a better location. And the price points are not that high. It's around 3,500 rupees a square foot. It comes within your budget. And lastly, we have Park Avenue by AIG Infratech, again Sector 4. We like that location more than the location of Surajpur village, which is where the Ajnara project lies. And this is slightly cheaper at 3,300 rupees a square foot, again available with the developer. Both the projects that we've shortlisted are getting ready next year.
All right. Well, Hardeep, straight away it's a no for Ajnara project. Location is something that's not recommended. In fact, you have better projects from better developers and some festive schemes going on as well. So you must go and look at them. There's Gaur City 17th Avenue by Gorsons India and Park Avenue by AIG Infratech. And guess what? Talking about Gaur City, we today bring you face to face with Manoj Gaur, Managing Director Gorsons India, to take us through some of the key projects from this group. I mean, the delivery track record of the group has been pretty good in NCR, and therefore we feel confident of asking him to join us on Launchpad today. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Now, let me start with, I've heard you speak with a lot of pride in terms of the amount of or number of flats that you've delivered in the past 3 years. Let's start with that and your total delivery track record.
I think if you sum up the total, it's crossed almost 40,000 properties. But in last 3 years, it's around 20,000 plus properties. So 40,000
flats you have delivered and 20,000 in the
last 3 years only.
Last 3 years alone. Okay. Right. All right. Do you want to run us through some of your key ongoing projects now, which our first-time home buyers can buy, which are affordable, Manoj?
I think Gaur City and Gaur City 2 and Yamuna Expressway, Gaur Yamuna City.
Okay.
These 3 townships, I think the facilities-wise, the cost-wise, is the most affordable segment. And you will find a lot of common areas, a lot of public areas.
So let's start with Gaur Siddhartham. I think that's the first project which is ongoing. It's in Ghaziabad.
Yes,
what is the price range of this project?
I think that is all flats are less than 60 square meter and the price is between the 30 lakh to 40 lakhs. Very affordable, very location wise is very prime. You have 2 metro stations adjacent to this project. One is the Ghaziabad, one is the Sector 62 Noida.
So location is very
Location is and NS24.
Okay.
Located on the NS24. I think location wise and the price wise, that is one of the best projects.
I'm also looking at price. It's truly an affordable project. All right. Let's look at the Gaur City one. You had started talking about Gaur City. This is in Greater Noida West, Noida Extension, which was earlier spoken about. Price range here is, I can see, from 14 lakhs to 75 lakhs. So there are all configurations.
Yes. I think if you combine both Gaur City and Gaur City 2, total number of units is around 29,000 families.
Awesome.
And already more than 16,000 families already residing in that both townships. Yeah. And we have launched 2 sectors, 7th Avenue and 14th Avenue, which have a very flexible area price-wise and the payment plan. A lot of benefits are going on, and due to the festival season, a lot of schemes are there, so anybody can go and check.
Go and buy. So you are offering a special festival scheme as well for home buyers. Is that so? That's Gaur City, Greater Noida Extension, or Greater Noida West as it's called. Okay, finally, let's come to Yamuna Expressway. There's been some traction in that market, some interest returning. I mean, there was Jewar announced some interest return, but again, the plans are... For Jewar at least, they've been put on hold, but what's the market looking like?
In last quarter, we got a very good response. More than 500 crore rupees property we sold in that project only.
In just Gaur Yamuna City?
Gaur Yamuna City.
My goodness. All right. And how are they priced
major
here?
attraction is airport, you can say. There are a lot of investors or the NRIs. A lot of NRI shows a very big interest in that property. So we have a very segment like villas, plots, and
so there's something for everybody here.
Everyone.
I can look at it that 29 lakhs to 2 crores.
Yes,
That's the sort of price range that you can buy into. So you can buy a villa, which would be expensive. You can buy a plot, or you can buy an affordable house.
Yes.
All right. What's the brand promise, Manoj, of your company?
On time, every time.
On time, every time. Simple. Very few of the developers are able to give me 3 words, but aapne to 2 mein bol diya. All right. So very quickly, what's the stress buster? It's not an easy business. I know you've got a smile on your face, but it's a tough business.
If you are doing your work properly, delivering on time, I think कोई बहुत ज़्यादा stress नहीं है. But फिर भी अगर कभी कोई stress होता है तो friends, family, parties, and holidays is the
best stress buster. Amongst all the projects you've delivered, and I'm looking at the number, there are about 30 projects in residential and 20 in commercial that you've delivered. Would you be able to pick your favorite one? Like it's like picking a favorite child.
I think God City, the township.
The town.
Is my favorite one.
In Greater Noida West.
In Greater Noida.
All right.
It's a complete your own word. Our caption is like your own word. You will get everything, like right from the housing project to the temples to the garden,
it's
to
a
the school,
complete living.
the school, the mall, the multi-level parking. You will get every petrol pump to all sorts of things on the walking distance.
Okay. Final. I asked this of developers and builders. I mean, looking at India's architectural history, what's your favorite monument?
I think अगर कभी मौका मिले तो Connaught Place को repeat करना चाहेंगे. I think Connaught Place जब भी मैं जाता हूँ तो
that's favorite architecture.
That's favorite architecture. With a few changes, but the designing, the architecture, I like that.
All right. Manoj Gaur, thank you very much for joining us today. Well, we are going to slip into a short break. Remember our simple email ID, home@nw18.com. In case you need data-backed advice on property transactions, you can dial in or write to us.